How much of my background is it showing?
Another day, another night, another show. Welcome back. Heat Check. This episode 9, one of our live streams. Joy here with my guy Aaron Carter, my guy Les, straight out of Cambridge.
NC, North Cambridge.
North Cambridge, my fault. And then by the time he moves back from Atlanta, Roxbury's not gonna be Roxbury no more. They're right there going in Boston.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, welcome back, folks. We're streaming right now on Instagram, YouTube, and a couple of other sites as well, and on live from the group. So the first topic I want to discuss, I'm gonna go first. You had y'all figure out what I'm talking about. You had Alan Brand, you had William Avery, you had Corey Maggette, you still couldn't win a championship. You turn around, you had Zion Williamson, you had RJ Barrett, you had Cam Reddish, you still didn't win a chip. You then had Paulo Banchero, and you still didn't win a chip. You had Jason Tatum, and you still didn't win a chip. You had Cooper Flagg, Malawat, and Colin Knuppel, and you still didn't win a chip. What is going on with Duke, y'all?
It's just that was some bad coaching down the stretch. But for me, I'm not a Duke hater. Like it's weird that people hate Duke when it's really started with a team that was 30 years ago and Christian Laettner and all that. But it just has been. It's a strange thing. They produce better NBA players than some of the other programs, but they just haven't put it together. And it's really weird because I had them winning this year. But yeah, that stretch versus UConn, it was pretty brutal.
What about you, Les? What's going on with Duke, man?
I think it's a combination of coaching and recruiting. And I know you just listed all those players. I'm not saying that they're bad players, but I'm not 100% sure that Duke puts together talent that meshes that well together. I'm not sure. I'm even more sure that coaching, in my opinion, has been a big downfall for Duke for a while now, even with Krzyzewski there, when he used to be there. Like, he probably shouldn't have been coaching there probably his last 4 years being coached there. And it's probably an unpopular thing to say, but when you're Duke and you have that type of reputation, it's time to start, making moves, get younger with coaching. And I just think they need to make it work, make it click better, because the talent's there. They should be in the Final Four, but
my guy B. Rob said that he thinks Duke became a system to get guys to the league and not really compete down the stretch. That's a fair assessment, but I still see enough talent to win. I thought, what y'all think about the game? Aaron, did you lose money?
Yeah, I did because I didn't. I didn't bet that game because it was too close. It was too close to call. But I did think that Duke was going to win. I thought that Duke was going to win the tournament overall. So in the bracket that I had, I thought Duke was going to win. But I bet against what I normally would bet because in the last two tournaments, the factoring in of the NIL money has made it to where teams that are to me better don't necessarily win right now. And you've seen that in the last two tournaments. Even this Final Four with Michigan, Arizona, and UConn, all those teams I think are are solid teams, but they're not better. They're not better than Duke. UConn is not better than Duke.
I mean,
That's where the coaching came in.
Yeah, it's where the coaching comes in. I don't think Danny Hurley. A lot of people can't stand Danny Hurley. And shout out to Sharif. Sharif, happy belated birthday, brother. I don't think Danny Hurley is going to lose with that Zion team. I don't think he's going to lose with the Knuppel team. I don't think he loses. I actually think he blows UConn out if he's on the other side. Jon Scheyer is a bad pick to be the coach at Duke. On top of that, we talked about North Carolina. Good coaches are starting to become extinct. Good coaching is starting to be even worse. I can't name, we struggled. I watched the show the other day. We struggled to talk about good coaches going to North Carolina. To North Carolina, the House of Jordan.
Well, it's part of that too. Is a good coach is Tom Izzo, and in order to be a good coach, you have to be a tough coach. You're not going to take any BS and stuff like that. And now kids, right? And now kids, if you coach them up a little hard, they go, "Well, F you, I'm leaving." And so, the kids that go to Tom Izzo's program are going to listen to that because that's what they want. That's what they crave. But it's going to be hard if you're Jon Scheyer and you're trying to get the prospects that are going to help build a program and Lester mentioned it, mesh well together. We all watch high school basketball. Like I said, the Stokes kid. I don't know if he officially did he make his pick yet? But yeah, I don't think he officially made his pick. But that's a kid who in many places is number one right now. But if you're a tough coach, is he going to Michigan State? Nah, he ain't going there. He's not going to a coach like that. So I think that's part of it too. And Duke, at this point, is now getting those kids that other programs used to get who are one and dones. Remember, Duke didn't used to do one and done. And so now they're doing those one and done kids. They're doing the Jason Tatums and stuff like that. That Knuppel and Cooper Flag team, that should have won a national title. Like that
they
easily should have won.
5 out of the last 11. Really quick, shout out to Steve Swill Wilson joining us. Maine and Maine is Maine. I want you to talk. Mention your podcast and obviously AD in the building. We talk about Duke right now and how Duke. We believe that Duke should have won some more titles, but also the coaching in college ain't where it was. Think about where we were 15 years ago. Right? I don't know if Duke's aged out or what. We still have Roy Williams, right? I hate Bill Self, but whatever, right? We still have Rick Majerus. We had
Utah.
You know what I'm saying? We had oh my God, Calhoun, right? We had Bingham. You know what I'm saying? The talent is not matching. I mean, the coaching is not matching the talent.
Because it's pro now. Definitely. Yeah. It's pro now. It's the same. Can you imagine a Carmelo Anthony in today's game? The way that he was coached, up at Syracuse and him knowing that he's the man and he's the whole program, that never happens now. That won't happen today. Because even if he stayed another year or if he didn't like it, he's just out the door. Or he doesn't go there at all. He goes and plays for New Zealand Sounders or somebody. He's not gonna deal with that, and these kids don't have to anymore.
Man, what you think, man?
Well, you said it the other day, AC, that the NIL has ruined college sports, and yeah, it is because kids are picking schools for the wrong reasons now, not the right reasons. Everything is about the financial aspect of it versus the actual best basketball choice. You know what I'm saying? School-wise. I mean, not to harp on my man Calipari, but look at the Wagner kid. You know what I mean?
Calipari did a good job this year. I don't care what AC say.
No, I mean, he does a good job with the recruitment. You know what I'm saying? And I was foolish enough. I drank the Kool-Aid. I picked Arkansas to go further than what they did, and they disappointed.
I did too.
But they were men amongst boys in that Arizona game, man. It was good. But to your original point, yes, Duke should have won more, but I just think the talent is. I don't think it's just always about talent either to win everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the best talent always wins in anything, in any sport. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all think Duke's that talented? I think they're overrated.
No, I'm saying like they've
over the past 10 years,
the type of players that they've had.
Yeah.
Meaning the type of players
over
that
the
they've
last 10 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I talk about this year.
You had Barrett, Reddish, and freaking and Zion. I mean Zion, Barrett, and Reddish. Like, come on, man. That team, like you had Josh Johnson. I mean Jalen Johnson. like what are we talking about here? Like what
Jalen Johnson with the Duke?
Jalen Johnson with the Duke.
Wow. I didn't know that. I didn't know he went to Duke.
Wow. It's crazy. With that being said, fellas, what are your final four picks? I'll start with the gambler. AC.
I haven't bet. I will say that UConn was plus 124 the other day. And both me and Jim, I think that number is going to be closer to pick 'em by tip off. So that's the only game where somebody's asking me, hey, would you bet, $200 on that game? I would take UConn at the plus money because that's good value. The other game to me is a pick 'em. Like it could go either way.
AC, you're making your choice off betting. We want to know. We want to know what your thoughts are, not because you're making the bet because you called.
Oh, he asked me. I thought he was asking me on money. So if I'm just doing the thought, I think UConn winning the game the way that they won, that usually carries over. So now you got you come back like that and you hit the game winning shot, that usually carries over. With Michigan and whatnot, I think the size of Michigan might actually win over. I can't not talk about the gambling aspect of it, but I do think that I do think the other game is up. But UConn, in terms of the coach that they have and the momentum that they have coming off of beating Duke, that to me bumps them up. So they would be my pick to cut down the nets. And that's why, because I just think it carries over. So it's just like the run that the Celtics made, the run that OKC made when you make the leap. When you overcome that just propels you, and that brings you to that gives you that extra swagger. So that's my pick, UConn.
Okay. Left.
I'm taking UConn.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. I got UConn win the whole thing. I'm probably gonna put money on them. I usually don't bet on sports like that. I'm a stable person, but I'm gonna go with UConn. Sorry guys, my power went out. I had to go get them.
Steve, you there? See the AD.
I got UConn against Arizona in the chip.
I got Michigan.
Okay. I got Arizona beating Michigan.
Is it me or has no one really talked about Michigan that much? Or am I just not hearing?
I'm about to talk about Michigan, but go ahead, AD.
So the reason why I'm not taking Michigan because their point guard injured. That's why I'm not taking Michigan. If he was healthy, I would take Michigan to beat Arizona.
Okay. So
he's hurt. So I'm taking Arizona. I got Arizona and UConn meeting in the national title game, and without them playing, I got Arizona cutting down the Nets.
Okay. Mate?
Well, I picked UConn before the tournament started. You know what I mean, in my bracket. UConn's my Aaron can vouch for it. We're in the same bracket together. So I picked UConn before the tournament started to win the whole thing. I had them facing Arkansas though. That that was a really bad pick. That was a really bad pick. I can see her testify that.
I remember my bracket.
That was a bad pick.
Sucks.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I got UConn versus Arizona. I didn't realize Arizona was as good as they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Until I watched the Arkansas game, and I watched, a lot of it, and I was like, oh, okay, these guys are a lot better. They play the inside-out game. But just that shot again, and UConn is just one of those teams that when it comes to tournament time, they just go big game hunting. You know what I mean? And I really like the way Hurley coaches these guys. So, yeah, I got UConn cutting down the nets.
Yeah, Sharif said he had Zona from day one. Listen, I think Illinois is going to beat UConn. All right? I think
I want them to. I don't think they are.
I think Illinois, I think they shoot it too good from the three, and I think that UConn, if Duke could shoot a little bit, they would have wiped the floor with UConn, right?
They were wiping the floor with UConn.
Well, they were wiping the floor.
They were.
But they couldn't make a shot after a while, right? So
yeah, let me talk about that in the next segment. I got some
Illinois. It's Illinois against Michigan, and I'm taking Michigan. I'm taking Michigan no matter what. And obviously I think so I'm going Illinois, and Michigan. AD, you had something?
Nah, I wanted to talk about that punk ass nigga Shire. Excuse my language. You know what I mean, dog. Yo, let me tell you something. I wish my little brother was here right now, bro. Yo, the last 10 minutes of the game was so predictable. It was disgusting. And I'm a Duke fan. You know what I mean?
I'm pissed about that.
My problem with Shire is they were sucking wind. They were so tired, and he refused to go back into the zone. Right? The zone gives the defense a different look. It actually helps you rebound against the big boy from UConn that was just thugging them. You know what I mean? Because y'all was so tired. Yeah. Reed was just mishandling them. And then after a while, once the last 5 minutes hit, he was getting wide open rolls to the pick and roll because Duke couldn't move because they were sucking wind. Then, on top of it, the last play he did was disgusting. Like, so disgusting. You run a double screen for your best free throw shooter to go the furthest away from the ball. Who does that? That's what he did.
But you know the reason why the Caden Boozer turned the ball over because he didn't want to go to free throw line. He sucks.
He actually doesn't.
He sucks at the free throw line.
No, he doesn't.
Other Boozer is better.
But Cam Boozer's 79, and he's higher than him.
Let me look again.
That's what I thought. My thing is, why would you take your senior point guard out, Caleb? Why would you take him out? He didn't do nothing wrong for you to take him out. You put Caden in because you paid them the NIL money. That's why you put him back in. That's why you put him in there. Know what I mean?
There was some. Did you see that there was somebody talking about the short Boozer basically gave up his career simply to pass the ball? Yeah, simply to pass the ball to his brother. Basically, he was like, yeah, the short Boozer could be on Division III right now, averaging 25 and working on his game. He has no business being at Duke, but he's at Duke with his brother, or he could be somewhere else, working on his game and getting better. But
so for me, that's hard to say because if Duke wins that game, right? If Duke would have won, everybody would say he played well. The young man had 16 and 5.
No, yeah, I'm not saying. I think he.
I
I mean,
mean,
I wouldn't take him, but I can see what
but
people
I
say
do
about that. Yeah,
I do think Caden's overrated. I definitely
yeah.
think he's overrated. But
I don't rate him. I don't rate him at all. Really quick before we transition, I keep telling y'all every week that this draft is generational in terms of like being up there with the it's 84,
Oh
03,
no.
84, 03, this draft. And y'all don't
Wow.
gotta agree with me.
Wow.
No.
Team
No.
players.
Damn.
So here's what makes this draft crazy to me.
Damn.
The players who are
That
going
was
to
crazy.
get drafted played late into the tournament, right? The players who are going to get drafted played late into the tournament. I'm going to give y'all two names right now, right? I gave y'all different names every week, but I'll tell y'all two names right now. LeBaron Philon from Alabama is a problem.
yeah,
He is a problem, fam. And Nate Ahmed, the big kid from Tennessee, is a problem too. That
I heard that
he's
name.
fucking. He is fucking chips.
None of.
Did you did you just see his Did you just see his performance? Did you just see that performance when they just lost by 30?
He
AD
stuck the last
chips.
game. He stuck the last game. He stuck.
All right, so you as good as you. So hold on. I will give you that. I will give you the NBA talent, but his stock just dropped. Did you see the bullshit he just did? You,
Oh, he did some
no.
But
All right.
there are 18 players in that. There are 18 players in this draft. Who will be good or better NBA players. If you
They will
look,
be.
and there's 15 players in this draft better than Reese Shea.
That was a bad draft. You mentioned 84 and 03. None of these players are franchise players.
You're
What are you
lying.
talking about?
You're wrong.
They're not. There's not a player in this draft. Even Boozer. There's not a player in this draft when you draft and you say he's my number one. He's taking me to a title. No, it's not happening.
No. So like I think we spoke about this last
We
week.
did. We did.
Right. So remember, projected, right? They're supposed to be 3 to 5. Like I don't even want to call them generational, but like stars in the draft.
I got 6 now.
Here we go with this shit. 3 to 5.
There's not even a player that's as good as Jalen Brown or somebody. No.
Let Maine go real quick. Maine, who stood out to you that wasn't on like if you not the obviously kid, who stood out?
Obviously, the Banster, the A-Cuff kid. I really like him.
I don't think A-Cuff is tough. Y'all look crazy.
I like A-Cuff. Illinois got a guard too that's pretty good. I can't think of the kid's name.
Tyler Wheeler, the shooter, number 23. Waggle, number 2.
Yeah, Waggle's
and
top 10.
Boozer. I like Boozer. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be a good pro. I think he's going to be a better pro than a college player.
more space.
Who am I missing? Okay. I'm not 100% all in on Darren Peterson like I was early in the year.
He getting the Scoot Henderson hype to me. I don't know. But
He
people,
just
the way they do rave about him though.
Yeah,
No dog.
No
dog.
When you want to play, when you don't want to play, like when
we got a special.
Yo, I never.
Hold on.
I never seen.
Hold up.
Is that Noah?
Hold up.
That's my guy Noah.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
What up, Noah?
Hold up.
Yes, sir.
Where's he been?
Hey
Yo, handle his business, yo.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit.
Noah Jones is in the building, man.
Oh,
Straight up the fresh off the gym.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit.
Brothers, what's good, man?
Hey.
What's up, big?
No, oh my God.
So we got Noah in the building.
What's the word?
I hear.
All right, so we gonna talk more about the NCAA around the draft, but I'm gonna jump right to the next topic. Obviously, we know the Celtics have been playing well. Who's your NBA contenders right now? I'm gonna go. Who is your Final Four? 2 in the East, 2 in the West right now. And I'm gonna start with you, Maine.
Out west, OKC, and I said the Spurs, but I'm actually gonna go Denver because I feel like I can't leave Denver out the discussion. Although the Spurs are really good, I just can't leave. I can't leave the Joker out, and I like what they really did surrounding them with the players that they did. Tim Hardaway Jr. They brought Bruce Brown back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I want to say Spurs, but I have to go Nuggets. So I got OKC and Nuggets out west. Cade's injury is kind of messing with me a little bit to take the Pistons. So I got Boston, and I'm gonna go out on a limb, and this is gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna go New York.
I don't think that's crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I agree.
I agree with you.
It's a limb. It's a limb.
I don't think that's crazy at all.
But I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out on that limb and go.
Hey, I don't mind that. I hate Mike Brown, but it's all right. Les.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna start out west. I'm gonna say the Spurs and Denver. And I agree with Maine. I think it's the Celtics and the Knicks. You know, if K didn't get hurt, I'm really disappointed for any Detroit fans. I mean, I'm not a Detroit fan, but I feel really bad for Detroit fans. I thought they were going to be there at the end, but that injury is going to kill them. But yeah, Knicks, Celtics, Denver, Spurs.
They're not playing bad basketball without Kate, though.
No, they're not. They're not. I think they've won. I think they're like 7-3 in the last 10 or something like that.
They're 8-2.
8-2. Thanks, Aaron.
They're not playing bad basketball without Kate. Noah, what's up with you? What's up, brother, man?
First and foremost, man, it's good to see my guys, man. Certainly good to see my guys. My brother AD. Hey, Les, I see you, old school. My brother Mano. Yes, sir. We got good brothers on here, man. Good to see y'all. I bumped into C-Mac, man. I bring my kids to C-Mac on Sundays to learn the game. C-Mac said I got to make an appearance real quick, so I had to come link with the guys real quick. Out west, man, I got to go OKC. They have a lot of continuity out there, man. Those guys play very, very well together, and it's just hard to go against what they got going on. I think their coach has done a great job building a culture and an identity out there. Those guys get it done both sides. I love the Spurs. It's not their year. They're not ready for those really crunchy games. I don't believe. Obviously, Wemby is a superstar, but man, you know, I kind of, the way the Lakers have been playing, man, it's very difficult to go against what they got going on right now.
Okay.
Their defense.
That's not a bad pick.
No, I never said it was a bad pick. I didn't say nothing. I just started laughing. That's all.
JJ deserves some Coach of the Year consideration, man. How he's got those guys to buy into the system that's working for them. And as long, I mean, I don't know if it's sustainable for Luka to have to go out there and get 40 every night for them boys to win games, but I don't think that that's always going to have to happen. Obviously, he probably can do it, but that's not the formula you want deep into the playoffs, relying on one guy to get you 40 every night. But the way they're playing now, the sample size that we have over the last month, I think they're 15-2. It's really hard to go against one of the hottest teams in the league, and this is the perfect time to get hot when you're going into the postseason. So for me, I got OKC, and I got the Lakers out west. In the East, obviously, you know, Tatum went and seen the homie with the deer antlers and came back in 200 days, smoked tequila. So it's hard to go against what Boston got going on. Joe Mazzulla is doing a fantastic job.
Lakers
Coach of the Year consideration as well. What he's gotten done with just Jaylen Brown and galvanizing that unit that really shouldn't be as good as they are. So I got to go Boston. And my dark horse, man, like, I'm a catch flack for this, but you know I'm used to that. I'm built for that. I really want to see Cleveland make some noise, man. I like the way they're constructed. I think Kenny Atkinson is going to be able to do something and get those guys galvanized. Obviously, Mobley missed some time. I think those guys just got to get back into a rhythm because they definitely got the talent. They got the
Jared Allen. Is Jared Allen back?
You know, James Harden is the big man whisperer, man. He got
nobody.
he got Jared
Exactly.
Allen.
He just said it. And James Harden got his. He's the reason why they're not going to win.
I agree.
I don't. I'm not a big advocate for the narratives against James Harden, man. I think James Harden is an excellent player, but that's my dark horse in the East, man. I got Boston and Cleveland in the East.
All right, it's hard to argue against that. Swill, what's up with you?
OKC, Denver. I don't think San Antonio is ready.
Nah,
they're looking. So I don't think they're ready yet. Wemby's playing phenomenal. He's definitely a freak of nature, but that playoff shit is different. East, the Knicks, and the Celtics. Boston is playing very well. And
a lot of Knicks, huh?
Nah,
yeah,
Knicks is cursed, man. What they did to Tibbs, man, brought Mike Brown. They ain't gonna get it done.
I didn't say they're gonna win it, but they're gonna make it. I see them making it. Celtics, Knicks, and it makes it interesting and a lot of viewership.
All right, AC.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in the East it's definitely the Celtics. If the Celtics can.
Damn, I didn't even know that was my dog AC. AC, what up, Billy?
What's up? I didn't know where you been.
Deal,
Been here. But yeah.
He was looking like a young boy, so I ain't say nothing to him, man. You got to watch it.
I say, so if the Celtics can get past Missoula and his coaching, then they
dog, you gotta stop that Missoula shit, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm still with it. No, if you watch the game yesterday, I think the game yesterday it perfectly encapsulates what I'm talking about. Jason Tatum, what he's doing to me.
I can't hear him.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good. You good, AC.
Jason Tatum. What Jason Tatum is doing, I think the way that he's playing is spectacular right now. I think he's inefficient with his shot right now. He's getting better, but you're looking at a player who's looking at his game. He knows his shot isn't where it needs to be right now, and he stepped it up his game in other areas. And I thought he did that in the finals and didn't get credit for it versus Dallas, but I think you're starting to see it now. Also, too, we talked about it on the show. What's going to happen when he comes back? Because he is a top dog. How's he going to play, and how's that going to affect Jaylen Brown? I think it has enhanced Jaylen Brown right now with the way that he's playing. So all the teams that people mentioned, Cleveland right now might have to play. If everything stayed the same, Cleveland's got to play the Hawks. And the Hawks are a little bit overrated, but I'm not confident that Cleveland can beat the Hawks. The Knicks, I have no idea what you guys are talking about. 76ers can beat the Knicks in the series. I mean, I don't see that at all. But and the Pistons too. The Pistons, I think, are where the Spurs are at. Yeah, the record is good, but they don't have that track record. As far as the Spurs in the West, it's the Thunders. To me, it's the Thunder. But the Spurs are really intriguing to me. I agree with everybody. They're not ready. You can't skip steps in the NBA. But there's something about what Wemby, not only what he's doing, but what he's saying. And so, if you look at it, that graphic where Wemby's actually played less, he's played less minutes than LeBron. And LeBron's ineligible. But so he should be pretty fresh. But what he's saying about how he wants to be the MVP, how he wants to do this because he wants to be great, that's different. That's a lot different when for Jason Tatum, for example. He's polished. He's been speaking in front of the media since he was 12 years old. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's this, it's that. And Wemby's taking it kind of old school. He's like, no. I want to be nice. I want to win every game. I want to win this. I want to win that. So that's different. And they've stepped up against OKC. They've got a winning record versus them. I think the Lakers might be in a little bit of trouble if the Rockets falter. And the Lakers have to play the Rockets in the first round instead of the Timberwolves. So It's going to be Boston and OKC. If it's not, then something amazing has happened. Like there's almost if everybody's healthy on the Celtics are going to the finals.
Aaron, I would say though with OKC, you're right. OKC should get there, but if you just look at the history of the game, OKC's they're probably not going to get there. Something strange, like you just said, is going to happen.
It's been happening to them all year though. But like,
but they're healthy now.
At the right time. AD.
I got OKC against the Spurs. You know, I've been going with the alien all season. I told everybody he's different, and that's what it is. He's different. I think, and plus for viewership, that's what the league want anyway. They want OKC against the Spurs. And to be honest with you, it doesn't matter who plays Boston right now. I think Boston is on fire right now. That nobody could beat them. Unfortunately, I think Lester said it. Unfortunately for Detroit fans, man, they're gonna fall short because of Cade, man. That collapsed lung. I really did like the Pistons this year. I don't like Cleveland. I'm not anything with James Harden in the playoffs. Like I bet against him any day, like any day. And I'm
Don't do that,
Noah, you gotta stop with that. The narrative is the narrative. The man has had 2 good game 7s and has fucking shitted the bed all the rest.
AD, when has James Harden ever been the favorite in a matchup that he lost?
Stop with the favorite. It doesn't matter about the favorite. It's about production and what you need to do to get your team to win. And he doesn't do it. Stop.
The modern era of basketball began in 1979. Since 1979, NBA favorites win 74% of the time. We can't dismiss
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yo, we're not just talking about what. Hold on. We're not talking about winning. I'm talking about his performances, which means that his lack of performance makes him a loser. If his performances wasn't lackluster, maybe he would have more W's. And we all can attest to that.
He has the exact same playoff numbers as Kobe for his career.
Yo, and I'm not a Kobe fan, so that's the difference. But you said, but I'm saying you're switching the goalposts. I don't give a fuck about Kobe and his numbers.
I know when Kobe enters the conversation, there's mixed feelings.
But I don't care. Like that's why I said that first. See, Matt, I don't give a fuck about Kobe. I'm not a Kobe fan. I'm a basketball fan.
Right, but AD, you would never say about Kobe what you're saying about Hardy. You're saying Hardy doesn't produce, but he has the exact same playoff numbers for his career as Kobe.
Again, you're switching. Again, Noah, you're switching the post of the topic. That's not what I'm talking about. I don't give a fuck about his career numbers of all his career playoff games. I'm talking about when the nitty-gritty happens, game 7s, game 6, closeout games. James Harden has fucking let us down many times. Let's stop the bullshit. Stop the numbers. He's averaging 24 points. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't give a fuck about that.
Actually, fuck about the facts.
James
Harden.
I think you should lean on the numbers. I'm gonna stop walking. Y'all are crazy as fuck, man.
Is a Chris Paul is a Chris Paul, possibly a Chris Paul injury away from like dispelling some of that.
The Houston series. Yeah, that might have been a year.
Here we go.
It might have been a year.
Let's go on from that.
That's one of his game 7s that he killed. He's not lying. C-Mac is absolutely right. But let's talk about then C-Mac, talk about the year. Talk about the year before that when the motherfucker was jumping in the air and passing to nobody against the Spurs. Let's talk about that shit.
You can't get me to say anything nice about James Harden, so I'm gonna move on and get my picks in the playoffs.
Chris Paul's a loser too. CP3's a loser too. Him and Harden are brothers. The loser brothers.
Spurs going to the
They're brothers. Two losers.
Oh,
I got the Spurs going.
CP3's trash too. If y'all batching Harden, that nigga's trash too. That nigga
Jesus.
disappears too.
Hold
Disappearing
on,
ass
hold on,
nigga.
Will. Let's go with my
My fault.
It's all good.
Disappearing ass
Just to
nigga.
back Ant up for a second, I think Ant should use the numbers, because if you look at the numbers really closely, I've always said it. You can make a number do whatever you want it to.
Go ahead, C-Mac. Get your picks off.
And Harden's numbers in elimination games aren't good. He's not his shooting percentage in elimination games isn't good. And I can if Fred Hennessy was on this chat or right now, Fred Hennessy could tell you every single bad thing Harden's ever did when it mattered.
I don't even. It's not up for the. It's not really like other than the numbers that he usually has, which clouds everything. Like I'm not even discussing Harden. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be OKC and the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. And I don't even got Boston getting to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, I figured you would say that.
I'm not a Boston hater. I just don't. I just think that significant. I have a significant
bullshit. Hey, go.
Can dude just stop lying about sports?
Hold on. I have a significant.
I don't think Noah's a hater. I really don't think Noah's a hater.
I have a hard time.
I don't think Noah said what
with the history of when you go to the playoffs, right? You're all the great teams, like except for even the Golden State Warriors, their 3-point percentage goes down. But the thing is that with Golden State is that you had to pick up Steph full court, right? That stretches you're at the mercy of the entire court. The issue I have with Boston is that it's the one trick pony stuff that it's hard for me. They're so codependent on 3-point shooting that it drives me insane, right? And I feel like teams have been designed to take that away. That's why the Knicks gave them problems last year, because of the perimeter defense and recovering. I'm picking the Knicks, right? And I will say, actually, Eastern Conference Finals, they will get there, right? I think the Celtics will get there. I don't think the Celtics.
So you're telling the truth now. Okay.
Hold on. Right. I'm retracting. I do think, because everybody, I mentioned the Knicks. I'm like, shit, the Knicks suck. But like, I do think I have Atlanta. I'm going with Atlanta. And I know y'all gonna be like, yo, I'm crazy, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I think Atlanta is the best team that in the East that can beat the Celtics. I'm not picking the Celtics. I think the Celtics are the best team, but I'm picking Atlanta to beat the Celtics. Because obviously, I feel like the 3-point shot is just so. The percentages drop in the playoffs significantly, and I just can't buy. I can't buy into that, man. I don't know. It's just me. So like, people get mad all they want. I know there's a lot of ball. At least I got them in Eastern. I got the Eastern Conference Finals. All right. Hey, next up. Go ahead.
C-Mac, you must be recording from Blue Flame right now. I've been to Blue Flame on a Thursday, boy. I see you down there. Get the lemon pepper wings if you're down Blue Flame. You gotta be in Blue Flame recording right now talking about Atlanta, family.
No, I'm not.
I'd have had some good Thursdays in the Flame, man. How much they paying you down there? They kind of secure a sponsorship.
I think Atlanta presents a very challenging. Even when the Celtics beat them at home, I thought the officiating was so pro Boston that it was ridiculous, right? Like there was a lot of bullshit that, like, I can't watch. The Celtics are so much better to watch with Tatum out there because I don't see a million push-offs, right? That shit annoys me so much. I watching Pritchard push off every chance he gets, watching Jaylen Brown push off every chance he gets. I feel like, thank God for Tatum coming back. I can watch the Celtics, right? I just can't watch. I couldn't watch it before Tatum came back. I'll leave it at that. While we're on the NBA, who's your MVP talk? Who's your MVP? All right, I'm gonna start right away. I'm going Wemby. Not
Hold
because
on,
he's
Matt. Hold on. Are we going the falsified version of the MVPs, which what the NBA does, just the best player on one of the best teams? Or are we talking actual value?
I'm talking actual value.
That is the actual
Is
value.
the most valuable. Who's a vote? I think Victor Wembanyama, and not because he made the case, because I already thought that way anyway. It's both sides of the floor. I don't think Luka should be in anybody's conversation for MVP because I just don't unless they're
whoa. I gotta come back for that. I gotta come back for that, C-Man. And this is the comeback I got for it.
All right, but Wemby. I got Wemby. Go ahead, AD. Who's your
pick? I got Wemby too, but this is the reason why Luke is gonna be in the MVP race.
He could be in the race. That's fine. He ain't winning.
But the reason why though is because the last 2 months with Luke on the floor, they're one of the best defensive teams in the league. And if it goes by the numbers, like my man Noah always tells me, numbers.
Data defeats illusion.
Luke is not as bad. Luke is not as bad as a defender as we think he is.
He's giving more effort. He's giving more effort. He's giving more effort. Finally,
yes.
Finally,
yes.
After a lot of years,
all Luka's doing is the Pilgrim James Harden shit. He's doing the same shit.
Hey, shout out to JJ
Pilgrim.
The Pilgrim James Harden.
JJ defenses to cover up.
Yo, dog, listen. I made a post about this. Who was the worst defender, Harden or Luka? Everybody said, look. Yo, everybody said, look.
Harden.
Everybody said Luka, bro. Everybody said Luka.
No, you could hide Luka because he's 6'8", he could cover some power forwards or whatever, right? So
he rebounds too. He can rebound.
Any rebounds, right? He got Westbrook rebounds, but it's okay. I went Wemby. AD went Wemby. AC.
I think it's Wemby. I think it's.
I still can't hear AC. He must still got a BlackBerry.
No, I don't know what you do. These are. But hold on. I want to hear what your criteria is for the real MVP. First of all, I want to know what in the world you were talking about.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Noah. That's Noah. That's for Noah.
What's your real MVP criteria is?
My real MVP criteria is remove the candidate from the team and what happens. And with that being said, I got to go Jaylen Brown. The Celtics have a significantly worse team if you take away their best player than the Spurs do. Spurs have a whole breed of fucking dogs at guard, all the way down to my man Dylan Harper, from Stephon Castle, from Vassell to fucking De'Aaron Fox. They have so many quality players. If you take Jaylen Brown off this year's Celtics, that team is a shit show. They're a joke, a complete joke. That San Antonio team still has start. They have a max player in De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron earned that bread. He deserved that bread. No one on the Celtics other than JB is touching anywhere near max money. JB to galvanize that particular unit was extremely special, and to do it on both sides of the floor, averaging damn near 30 and having the defensive presence that he's doing. It's hard for me to go against Jaylen Brown because you take Jaylen Brown off the Celtics, they're getting the first. They're getting AJ DeBansta. They're lottery first overall pick. They're the worst team in the league, talent wise.
No, they wouldn't.
No. Okay. Now they understand what you were talking.
Players on that team other than Jaylen Brown.
No. I do think they're not as good. But I was disagreeing with you as far as being the worst team in the league.
Yeah,
I still think they would have been.
Talent-wise, they're the worst team in the league. They have nothing.
Okay. I thought you were just saying overall record. I got you talent-wise. Okay.
No, Joe Mazzulla is going to scheme them up to get some dubs. I believe in Joe Mazzulla. He's doing a great job. But what I'm saying is if you take Jaylen Brown off that team, there isn't anything close to another star. Not close. De'Aaron Fox is a star. He always been. Before he even linked up with Wemby, he was a star. He got paid before he got there.
No, if you take Wemby,
that kind of bread other than Jaylen. You take Jaylen, and to have them in the second seed,
I love you, bro, but I disagree. The Suns are 8-1 without Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you take Wemby, hold on.
After Jaylen Brown has already built a winning culture there.
No.
Hold on.
No. The winning culture was already there, big dog.
Hold
Not without Tatum. Not without Tatum this year
I'm
wouldn't
gonna
be.
go AC. Hold on, mama. I'm gonna go AC, then Maine, then Les. Go ahead, AC.
No, what he was saying though, if you take Wemby off the Spurs, then they're Philadelphia. So they have a good backcourt, but they're not doing what they're doing right now. And what Wemby has said himself, and what we can all see, is that's a different team with him. That's a different team. He's doing things that we have never seen before.
It's the Deion Sanders rule. He takes away one entire.
He does. He does. He's getting 3 blocks a game, and they still don't count how many shots that he affects.
Or like interruptions. Here's the thing: I've never seen a human being go from covering the post to go around the guy and block on corner threes. Like that is ridiculous.
And Noah's point.
I got one better than that.
Noah's point of Jaylen Brown is valid, but it's just one of those situations where what Wemby's doing, and I mean we are ignoring Luka. We're not at Luka. We're ignoring Jokic, but his team is in 4th place, and other players are having a better year than him technically with their record. Jaylen Brown, if you remove Wembley, I still don't think he's getting that MVP. And Noah's point is valid about you take him off the Celtics. I don't think they're the worst team in the league. I mean, you've got Toronto, you got all those teams. We don't even need to get into it. But Jaylen Brown's MVP, I think to me, he's like the Isaiah Thomas year. He's having a great season, but is he the MVP of the league? He's not. And I think that's where he's going to be stuck at right now.
Hold on. Let Bang go. Hey, who's your MVP?
Right.
In not being biased, but before the injury, I had Cade up there. I actually had Cade over Jaylen Brown, because of what Detroit did, being first in the East. But I'm gonna go with, I want to say Jaylen, but I'm actually gonna go with Wemby. And Wemby's speech, like what he said about it, like how he's been talking lately, like that's really got my mind to change on and picking him over JB, just because of the mindset and the attitude that he's having, like, and the will to want it. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta give him some props for that. So I want to be biased and go Jaylen Brown, but I'm actually gonna go with Wemby on this. You know what I mean? I feel like he sold me on it in the past few.
Okay, Les?
There's 2 people I think of that I honestly believe that should be the MVP, and they should both be the MVP for the same reason. And that's between Luka and Brown, but I would pick Brown. And I would hope my reputation among y'all would know I'm traditionally not the homer guy.
You say that you're not a Yahoo,
Yes.
just so you could be a Yahoo. You say you're not a homer.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
I don't believe so, because if we all rewind and before the start of the season, I was one of them people that was agreeing with Aaron Hall. Yo, the Celtics probably should think about tanking. No one, not outside of a few Celtics yahoos.
I didn't think that.
Nobody thought the Celtics were going to be where they are right now.
And that's because of Jaylen Brown. That's exactly
why. And not because of the media. The media didn't think that, and the papers, radio.
Yeah, they had them as a playing team.
Whatever source you could look for, nobody outside maybe Daniel Daly had the Celtics being this way. And
that's funny.
And I know it sounds crazy to say this. He doesn't have the numbers like Luka. He doesn't have the numbers of Wemby. But my God, his impact on a team that no one thought was going to be this good.
Only Boston fans felt that way. I'm telling you. That's all I'm saying. Derek White is your second most important player. I keep telling y'all.
He is. Derek White is definitely.
And that doesn't mean that Boston. That doesn't mean that. Okay, I'll listen. Go ahead.
If Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum is out there with that team, and Derek White misses the playoffs, they get packed up in the second round, right? If you have Jaylen Brown and Derek White, they're going to Eastern Conference Finals. If you're going to if you have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, you're going to Eastern Conference Finals. You want to know why? Because that same point that Wemby made. Because
I would love to know what your argument was like. I would love to know what your argument was back in September or October, because I don't believe that was your argument, or you made any of those points back in September or October.
I made it on this show multiple times, Aaron. Aaron can tell you, I've said that a million times.
You said that in September? You said that in October? Or did you say it in like January?
I've been saying that for 2 years.
Dude,
you don't take a guard.
Then you know what? I'll give it to you, but I'll give it to you because I don't recall. I'll give it to you because I don't want to like make it like I'm trying to call you a liar on this particular situation. But what I am going to say is largely nobody thought the Celtics. You and Daniel Daly thought the Celtics were going to be this good. Nobody else did, Corey.
Yeah,
nobody else did.
Second seed.
If I'm being honest about Luka, I thought the Lakers were playing.
No one thought they would be the second seed, but they had to know that they'll be lingering around 4, 5, 6.
Dude, and I think Jaylen Brown getting them to the second seed is MVP.
No one thought the Pistons would be this good.
Oh, actually, I did. I've been telling
the Pistons actually were projected to be this good. They had they had that bad season with a bad coach, but they were already a solid team.
I told Brandon, the Detroit fan in the group, like, dude, you should be really happy because that team's going to be really good. And then a couple of Celtics fans, well, you know what you're talking about. But neither here or there. I'm just saying that's why I would give it to Jaylen.
Okay,
and I can make the same argument for Luka if I'm being honest. And Luka got numbers.
We have 5 Wembys and 2 Jaylens.
Yeah, it's Wemby.
I got one question for all of us.
Luka.
We just gonna disregard SGA.
I was about to bring him up, but
damn.
Well, I think you're seeing the backlash that he's getting. I think you're seeing the same thing that. I mean, I don't want to compare him to this because he's much better, but I think he's getting the same issue that Luka ran into, and Westbrook, mostly, where people are kind of used to his stuff, and then now they're so used to it, they're starting to pick apart a lot of his game. So that foul baiting stuff has become huge. So now you get everywhere you look, there's a YouTube clip. There's clips of him faking off the push off the other night on the shot that was taken away. To me, he pushed off and he traveled. So I think you're starting to see that from people, which is why the discussion isn't that much. People are looking at other alternatives. Like, remember 97 when Jordan was definitely the MVP, but someone mentioned Karl Malone. Right. I think it was Jackie McMullen. Jackie McMullen randomly wrote a column about Karl Malone, and all of a sudden Karl Malone's the MVP. Just because people were just used to Jordan or whatever. Karl Malone was in no way, shape, or form the MVP, but because Jordan already had a few, people just rush with that narrative and they're looking for the new one.
I mean, they did the same thing to LeBron, and they actually did the same thing.
Derrick Rose. Yeah. That's what I mean. It happened. Like Derrick Rose was not the MVP. That was a joke. But they weren't going to give it to LeBron and Joker too. I think I saw a picture today that said if you remove some of the emotion from it, especially the Embiid MVP, Joker might actually have 6 right now. He might be looking at his 6th MVP if you just did it by some of the criteria, especially if you didn't know his criteria. That team in Denver is nothing. They're Orlando.
That's my point, AC, with SGA. SGA ain't had Chet. He ain't had Jalen Williams. He had a bunch of injuries.
But they're 11 deep, so he's going to suffer for that. They literally go 11 deep. So that squad.
I get you. Yeah. But he's also doing something that only one other person has ever done in NBA history, and that's Michael Jordan. Once your name's involved with Michael Jordan, You got to look at it sometimes. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he did anything either.
Also, too, you got to look at how he scores his points. So if he was a loud dunker and made mean faces after he dunked or did Michael Jordan stuff, then it'd be a runaway. But he doesn't. He's Canadian. He's kind of soft. You know, he goes to the foul line. So that's another reason. I mean, we got to admit it. That's part of it too. If he did those things, then it'll be a lot different. So he's putting up Michael Jordan numbers, but he's got sort of that Reggie Lewis demeanor, where he's more laid back and that type of thing. So that I think that hurts him too.
Yeah. With SGA, I actually think SGA. I think the voting folks, they really love SGA. So I think he's.
They do. They really do.
They really do.
They love his passion. They love his demeanor. They love his confidence. Like they love him, bro.
His fashion's part of it. Take the MVP from him. This dude's wearing crop tops to the game. Fuck that. Like, no. That's why he's not part of the MVP. That hurts him too. Like I said, that hurts.
Oh my God.
I'm kind of with Aaron on this one. I'm kind of with Aaron on it.
You said what?
I think I'm with Aaron on this one.
All right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this one particular part of the this one particular part of the show. I just want your feedback, right? And I know it's gonna piss a couple people off, but you know, I just think it's a fair thing. It's a fair stat to put up, right? That's all I'm saying. I just think it's a fair thing.
Here comes the bullshit.
Right? It just.
What's the stat about?
Hold on, I try to put it up in the group.
It's gonna be some LeBron James.
No, it's not a LeBron James.
He had every time he has a fade on a Wednesday.
Here you go. With your nonsense, right? Hold on. Let me help you out, Les.
Where my man Adam at?
Let me try to jump Adam.
Y'all gotta leave my guy alone, yo. Adam's a good guy, dog. Leave my guy alone.
I agree. Dudes are taking it too far, attacking him.
Yeah, like yo, just because he goes, he goes hard for his guy, but we gotta stop attacking him, dog. He's a good guy, dog.
There, but I'm not gonna do it right now.
I'm putting some. This is Michael Jordan's. Some of his playoff performances in the 90s.
Oh, here we go.
I just want your feedback. I'm not discrediting him for being somebody's GOAT, but like, if James Harden had this kind of somebody else had this kind of
Stop it, C-Mac. Stop it.
I just want y'all to
Stop it.
These are this is in the 90s. This is in the playoffs. Eastern Conference Finals and Finals. Yo, 9-35 is crazy. Crazy.
C-Mac,
Are you really comparing James Harden's struggles?
No, I'm not comparing James Harden. I'm talking about how he's covered.
No one wants to be honest. I'll be honest.
Okay.
Played garbage.
Huh?
I just did this with Swill at Madison 2 weeks ago. Look at his matchup for matchup each finals. It's not impressive.
Yo, 9-35 is crazy.
Looking at his matchup. What do you mean? Like the players he matched up against?
Oh yeah, I just did this with Swill at Madison 2 weeks ago. 91.
Let me ask you a question. That 9 for 35 was that in the where in the playoffs
primary
was that
defenders,
game?
Jerome Kersey, not a Hall of Famer, not an All-Star, not an All-NBA player. 93, he sees Dan Marley, one-time All-Star, three-time defensive player, three-time defensive team, not a Hall of Famer. 96.
Not his fault, though.
We gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop doing that.
Hold on. I never said it's his fault, but we can't ignore that he was a shark in a goldfish tank. He wasn't a shark in the ocean going against other sharks. I didn't say it's his fault. We just can't ignore it like it didn't happen.
Who's saying this?
He wasn't beating.
But Noah, you're doing that though, Noah. Noah, you keep going like this is who. Noah, you keep going like this is who he's guarding. What about the team?
On his caliber. Imagine
the team too. We're about to be sidetracked because I completely agree with Noah. We've talked about this like 200 times. Like we've gone over that. Like we know it's not what it is.
Acting like he was playing guys that were on his level. He wasn't playing Dominique in the finals. He wasn't playing.
I know, because he was beating the shit out of Dominique. He was
playing
on the way there.
Playing against guys who were not Hall of Famers, guys who were not.
Oh my God! All right, so Noah, I'm gonna ask you this one question, right?
Who could give him?
All right, Noah, I'm gonna
really come at his neck.
All right, so Noah. I'm
Michael Jordan 46 times in their careers. Dominique averages 30 on Jordan. Jordan never had
stop. See, that's what I'm saying, Noah. No.
Let him go.
Dominique,
he hasn't had this.
Fights are easier when you can't knock you out.
No, bro, because he just said Dominique against Mike. They don't even guard each other, bro. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, we just gonna just keep slugging.
I don't know what these dudes are on at. I really don't.
All I'm saying, and I'll take this down.
I just want to ask, Noah and Corey. I want y'all to answer me this, right?
Corey set the trap. C-Mac gonna set the
definitely set the trap.
Corey says the pins. I'm gonna knock him down.
Why do we keep having
Corey
this
set up the
stupid
pins. I'm
argument?
gonna knock him down.
I'm just trying to understand.
This argument is stupid.
35 is acceptable.
Yo, I just want y'all to answer me this.
Because he probably that 9 for 35 is that the Seattle series, Corey?
Listen.
Is that what series was that 9 for 35?
Forget all that. Les. Let me get this off. Let me ask these because they're both LeBron guys. So guys,
I'm a Kareem guy.
Right? Why hasn't LeBron ever talked about his failure against Dallas? Who was guarding him against Dallas? You don't want to bring that up.
Not Barrera. What's his name?
Barrera was guarding him. Don't do that.
That was one possession, AD. Don't do that.
No. And Jason Terry.
No. It was the dude.
And who else? Deshaun Stevenson.
Deshaun Stevenson was the primary defender along with Sean
Right, bro. Right. Hold on, C-Mac. The man didn't even average 20 points, 17 points a game, bro. 17 points a game. In the series before that, he averaged 32. He had the biggest finals. He had the biggest finals failure ever in NBA history.
Let me ask you
and never has taken accountability for it. Why?
How do we get on Jordan?
Why?
It's Corey. Corey started
more
this shit.
heralded for a 63-point game when he got swept in the first round than LeBron making it to the finals, averaging 17.
He got swept by arguably
How do we always
greatest
get here?
teams that ever touched a basketball.
Let's.
No. Not only that.
LeBron losing to Dallas.
My man Noah came with a guest spot, swooped in. All right, I had to throw the bait out there.
Of course you did.
You funny as shit.
Let me shift a little bit.
You and Noah get together. It's always Jordan, bashing.
No, because we're team common sense. We're team common sense.
Hey,
but Corey,
on a $5,000 suit, he wouldn't even look my direction because he knew what time it was.
Yo, I just want to know,
I bring up Jordan's opponents. Will put out both his cell phones like he had shit to do.
And I bring.
Here we go, man.
That same Dallas team that he lost.
My referee post got somebody very upset, man. You gotta go back and read it, man.
Oh, for real?
All right, so we got.
Damn.
So here's the thing. Y'all are lucky because I had the Kobe Bryant not a top 10 player conversation queued up, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that today.
No.
Oh, I
Jesus.
verify that.
Agree with you on
God,
that.
what is wrong with
Jesus.
this dude, man?
Now
you wanna-
You want to
bash
Corey, the whole thing.
Oh my
No,
God, y'all are crazy.
but yo, my whole thing is
saying that he's a
no.
top 15 player of all time. If anyone's top 15 all time in anything ever, they're great. It's not
Yo,
a bash.
listen.
Y'all,
The
three
top.
of us here that can name 10 players better than Kobe Bryant.
Dog,
Swill, if I say
listen.
you
We
one of the
already done
15
this, bro.
greatest
We've done this
referees of all
already.
time, how's that a dig?
I'm giving.
I'm not saying.
Noah's talking points is flowers, man.
I'm not saying it is a dig, but
Yo, you
bashing
funny,
of Kobe be crazy.
But that's
No,
Let me ask
no.
y'all a question, right? People that never played on that level and use the stats. Okay, I got you, honey. But why do people in the NBA say something different?
About what?
Because opinions don't matter. Not on matters of fact. Opinions don't matter. It doesn't care.
No, but but hold on, Noah. Because look, Steve, right? Steve, we understand that Kobe touched everybody.
Everybody could take their opinion and roll it up in the light skin fronto, fam. Your opinion don't mean shit on matters of fact.
Hold on. We do have to transition because we're already past an hour. I want to talk about something crazy important. And I want y'all opinion on this because I have quite a few opinions, but I haven't settled on one. What's up with Jaden Ivey, man?
Bruh.
Who knows, man?
Ooh.
Who knows?
I don't even know why you brought that. I don't know. He's like where's Waldo on the map? Like he's a question mark man. Nobody knows.
Because here's the thing, I don't know how far off Jaden Ivey may be, or he may have woken up. I'm gonna lie, he may have woken up. I'm married a white woman.
What did you say?
I don't know. So AC, I'll start with you.
Well, I think it's an important thing to talk about because it's showing what's happening. One, everybody knows how I feel about black folk and white Jesus. So I think his crash out is.
I can't hear nothing AC say.
His crash out is part of that. But at the same time, it's a problem because of one, what he does and the form in which he said it. And so because he says that, now he loses his job. But then he takes it further. He's lost his wife. And, I'll refrain from comment in terms of why he lost his wife. But you can't sit there. So in my industry, I work both for an airline and I work in writing and I work in the theater, which is full of gay men, gay women. The companies that I work for, they have different Pride months. They have different Pride this and that. I have my own personal feelings about what I want to display on my person. But it's not for me to sit there and decide. Like this dude he's asking reporters if they had sex before they question him, and they're doing all this sort of stuff, and he's getting deep into the Bible, and he's now released and on the street. That doesn't make any sense. And it is part of that. Part of this sort of new fangled. You can just you can just say what you want and expect no consequences. There's freedom of speech, but there's not freedom of consequences. And I think that's what we all have to talk about, especially doing a show like this. We all work. Some of us are, in public. Some of us are in front of kids. Some of us, working in schools. Some of us have businesses out there. Some of us are salespeople, which if we say the wrong thing, we all know it's going to come back to haunt us. Right. And I think we have to talk about that. That consequence, the speech is fine, but don't act like you're not going to have any consequence. And you see all the people who is protecting him right now. And before we go off topic, we see it's already split down the middle in terms of political party. And that's what's leading up to there's going to be a huge problem. And if you look right now, one of the reasons the NBA had to react the way that they did, I think the new stat just came out, Major League Baseball has just passed the NBA for number 2 in terms of ratings and the sports dollar behind the NFL. They're both far behind the NFL, but baseball has now passed them.
Can you post that later on, Aaron, please?
Wow,
if I find it, which is when you think about where baseball was, the fact that baseball is now past the NBA in terms of some of the problems that the NBA is displaying with all the threes and some of the fouls and all the rest of that. You can't have a player in a city like Chicago with that level of population with one of your employees saying what he said.
The second biggest population too in the country.
Yeah. It's a huge city, and you cannot sit there and say because you like you follow a particular religion, which a lot of people just use their religion to just hide behind whatever they want to hide behind. He had to go immediately. And I think you're seeing this crash out now that happened. He's a dude that he had drug problems. He had all these problems. And so, white Jesus is now his savior. And so everybody else is simply wrong if you don't believe in that. And I think that's a big problem with what we got going on here.
Anybody else before I chime?
I mean, I got to do a little more research on everything with it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to make an uninformed decision. It's sad to see, like, you know what I'm saying, like him to go out like this. But I mean, like to AC's point, you can't just really say whatever you want to, and again, it's not expect any consequences from it. But I would again like to dive deeper to see like what is he making any valid points about what he's saying about his crash out, because it just seems just so random. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you've ever heard anything about him doing anything like this, like when he was in college or being like this outspoken or vocal. You know what I'm saying? So, but. He can kiss his NBA career goodbye.
See, I think people take a flyer on him at some point. Yeah,
he's gonna come back in the league.
I'm agreeing with Aaron a lot on this one because we all have careers. We all have things that you gotta sign. We all know what conduct is expected. You could sit through sexual harassment courses and all this other stuff when you're in a position of management. And I am a West Indian man, and I tend to keep my personal feelings on this subject to myself. Mm-hmm. However, I respect everybody's choice to do whatever you want. Just don't force me to do what I don't want. Mm-hmm. So I think there's a way he could have handled that, and he went totally the opposite direction, which makes me feel he's either nuts or there's something he's trying to do. Maybe he's trying to go into another career space. Maybe he wants to go MAGA, and we're going to see him on a podcast sooner or later with Candace Owens, and he's going to have his own show. Maybe he realizes his NBA career is over because of his injuries, and he's trying to make a name for himself in social media, or he's nuts. It's one of those two things. Because I don't think he's going to play in the NBA again because I don't think his knees are right or his ankle, whatever the issue is. My biggest issue overall about this is I wish, shout out to that community, shout out to whatever community you're part of, but I just wish our community people would get fired as quickly when they misstep or crash out.
Now you're walking into where my point's going to be. I'll let you be.
Thank you. Like, I wish when that wide receiver on Philly about a decade ago talk about I'll fight every N-word in here and all this other stuff. Like, it was allowed to say. When we had Steve Kerr talking about, he didn't say anything too racist, but he didn't say anything too helpful to our situation either. Like, I just feel, and I don't mean to go on a rant, I just feel that our community as Black folks, I don't care if you're West Indian, I don't care if you were born here, Black American, African, you could say Haitians ate dogs and be the president of the bloody United States of America. But if you crash out against another group, it's your job, it's your career. That's just how I feel. I don't like it. I think it sucks.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
I appreciate that, Les. Here's the thing, right? I told you I haven't landed the plane on how I feel about this. But here's a couple of things. We are so poorly positioned as black men that we can't even reel this brother back in. Right? We can't even reel him back in. We are so. I was arguing. Somebody's asking me about Black Boston. Why is it? Steve had a post earlier. Like, we are so disorganized, right? We have allowed people to take our. And I'm saying that because I know Niall, right? I have her in my phone, right? And we're not the coolest, but we text here and there, his mom, right? And the one thing that she replied to me, she was like, yo, go and check Hannah's comments. Hannah Hidalgo. Hannah Hidalgo plays for Notre Dame. Hannah Hidalgo, arguably, I don't think there's a better guard in the nation, right? Sarah Saron's a forward. Hannah Hidalgo made some questionable comments too. And every time Hannah Hidalgo posts something, they are coming for her, right? And to Les' point, we are not positioned to make mistakes, right? And the kind of mistakes, partially, that I feel, like I said, I haven't quite landed the plane. Sometimes it's like when I went to college, and thank God I grew up with like some strong people around me. When I got to college, I saw black men crash out when they really realized they were black, right? And woke up. I saw a dude cry on the bus all the way back from the Million Man March because he had no idea this level of blackness existed anywhere. And Fred, I think a part of Jaden Ivey, because there's no coincidence. Hannah Hidalgo, Jaden Ivey, comments, mom, how he was raised, but there's been an absence of us in his life. But I'm also saying that we are just so poorly positioned to help each other that it's a byproduct of that. Because sometimes I've seen dudes crash out and lose their mind when they realize how black they are.
So, speaking of that, I think one of the things that you mentioned about helping each other, part of that problem is, so you look at this panel, right? Or you look at the sports group. Let's say a third are Republicans, let's say a third are Democrats, let's say another third are registered independents. Then you have half the dudes are Christian, half the dudes aren't Christian, some are Muslim, etc. Malcolm X said 65 years ago, after he left the Nation of Islam, that he showed up as a Muslim. He's now working with some of the Christian black leadership at that point. But everybody needs to leave their religion and their personal thoughts at the door. We have to put black first. And the biggest issue in terms of black manhood and black community as a whole is black doesn't put black first. So there are a lot of black people that put white Jesus first. There are a lot of black people that will put whatever they feel their militancy is. So when you have that, you can't agree. You can't rein a Jaden Ivey in because you're going to have half the people who agree with Jaden Ivey. So and that's not going to be resolved easily. So if Steve is Republican and I'm independent and I disagree with most of his political thoughts or whatever, we should still be able to go, okay, as black men, this is the standard here. And we don't have that. In fact, we've never established that. A lot of that is our own fault, but some of it is outside, some of it is outside forces. But when we look at a Jaden Ivey, when we look at a Steve Harvey or a Tyler Perry, there should be a universal standard of what we accept and what we're not going to accept. And we don't have that. So whether or not you agree, with what certain people could do with their private parts in the privacy of their home, in their own home, doesn't matter. It should be about how that affects our community, not their community. And because we are so fractured, especially, and I can't harp on this enough, but because we are so fractured, mainly through religion in terms of our community, because some people, like there's a quote about a lot of Africans now, they put the Bible above being African in terms of what comes first, which is how they don't have Africa anymore. And we do that too in Black America to a much bigger extent because we have nothing to fall back on. So you look at I think someone had just posted about Charlotte right now. It might have been less, where the net worth of Charlotte is $50,000 in the city of Charlotte for Black people there. I think in Boston it's like, I think it was like $50 or something crazy.
I did post.
But now in Atlanta, the household is 5,000 net worth. Like that's a huge disparity, and the difference between Black America and, let's say, white America is a lot of white America. Whether you're in Mississippi or whether you're in, Georgetown outside of DC, your agenda is essentially the same. You can find, white points, so-called white points to see eye to eye on. There's a lot of us that can't, and all you have to do is look at the group, where you'll have a whole conversation, let's say it's on Trump or whatever, and there is a huge, huge difference between people who grew up in the same neighborhoods, who have similar economic backgrounds, but vastly, vastly different ideology. It should make no sense that the poorest white man in Mississippi thinks like Bill Gates, and they can come together on certain terms in terms of their white standard, but we can't. And I think Jaden Ivey is a symptom of that.
We can't. We're not positioned to help Jaden Ivey.
You can't. We're too different.
We're not positioned. We are. You know who white folks are? The white folks are in position to help Robert Downey Jr. Remember Robert Downey Jr.? When Robert Downey Jr. was sniffing cocaine and doing all the bullshit thing, and everybody thought his career was dead. What they do? Let's rehab him. Let's get him back together. Let's make him Iron Man, right? And it's so deep, right? And I look at Jaden Ivey and I see the pain that I saw in the brother coming back from the Million Man March, right?
With Jaden Ivey, so with Robert Downey Jr., there's that standard of, okay, that dude's messed up, he's wrong. But with Jaden Ivey, and lesser mention being West Indian, we all know how West Indians feel about that. Right. So we all know what the standard is in West Indian. The West Indian standard isn't necessarily the standard of a Black man from New York. You know what I mean? No. So when people look at Robert Downey, oh, he's messed up, we have to help him. A lot of people might look at Jaden Ivey and go, oh, he's messed up, we might try to help him, or at least tell the brother, shut the hell up and keep your thoughts to yourself. We also have a huge part of our population that goes, what's the problem? He's right. And that's how he's not going to receive it.
We have a population that want to be in proximity to whiteness so much that they're going to be like, don't bring that brother near me. That ain't me. I don't represent him. He ain't one of us. And to your point, the Mississippi people are being like, yo, we all going to his house. We're going to sit down with his mom and his dad down and figure this out, because y'all ain't going to be making us look bad. And that is our issue. And I'm going to bleed that into the Jason Whitlock and Stephen A. situation.
That's our issue. What would you say the last point? I didn't get it, Corey. You said that's our issue. What?
That's our issue. We lack the ability and mechanism to pull each other out from the swamp. We lack the ability to do that. We can't save a Jaden Ivey because we're disorganized. Like, it's just what it is. Just like it's the same, it's a microcosm of what's happening in Boston, right? We're disorganized. We have community meetings, but like, for instance, we have these community meetings all the time, but we don't have, in white communities, they have community education. So like, we will go and we will listen to people complain at community forums all the time, right? You go to them, Swell, right? All people do is complain, right? People complain left and right. But in other places where, like a DC, you go to community meeting in DC, they're like, yo, we're gonna have this community meeting on the IEP. We're gonna have it on grant writing. We're gonna have this on literacy. Like, we are not organized enough to help each other, and that's part of the problem that we have.
Oh.
I also think
organization is cool, but you need institutions and organizations. Institutions and organizations make change, and not people.
I also think that we have a segment of people who don't want to understand that Aaron might have a different view, Corey has a different view, Steve.
Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
bro.
And Maine, we all might have different views, but like Aaron said, we can't just agree that, well, this is what's better and this is there's not a standard. And then if you try to create a standard, the people who have to do it their way now turn around and knock your way of trying to get to the same place that they're trying to get. Am I making sense? It's like, okay, I could get to Grove Hall by driving down Blue Hill Ave, but if I, go down American and cut, I can bypass a bunch of traffic or whatever. That might not even be possible now, so I think there's a bike lane there. But there's 2 ways to get to Grove Hall, 3 ways, 4 ways. And if you go to Grove Hall a different way, now you this type of dude. You know what I'm saying? And now you alienate that type of dude. I don't understand why. I remember a long time ago we had a debate once in the group, and people started calling people crack, like, Oreo cookies and all this other stuff, because they wouldn't go all the way off the wall and like Jaden Ivey, like the people that support Jaden Ivey, they were getting mad at people who didn't think like that. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I do agree with organization. I think we should have a black party that we all financially have to put into, like the NRA does, and then we need to find people who will lobby for us and make policy for us. But I don't think it'll ever happen, at least not in my lifetime.
Dr. Claude Anderson gave us the step-by-step booklet so you can get that Powernomics, still a Bible.
Yeah. So I know we're well over. I want to touch on one more thing. Who's paying attention to the Stephen A. Jason Whitlock beat?
I'm tired of that shit.
I can't stand Whitlock, and I haven't paid any attention. I hate Whitlock that much.
That shit's been going on for years. It's disgusting. It's nasty. Whitlock is disgusting, period. But Stephen A. ain't no better either, though.
No, and that's what makes it incredible.
like people.
Stephen A. ignored him for so long. So
he tried. He tried. But then he got down to his level. And now they both sound like idiots.
Yeah, he baited them for years, man. So,
Stephen A.
Go ahead.
I can understand how it feels when you finally have time to let someone know how much of a piece of crap they are. I understand how that feels. I really do. And so I don't want to be a hypocrite here. But Stephen A., he might be a little bit better than Whitlock, but he's a chauvinistic pig. He doesn't like that dude. He's not that much of better of a human being, if I'm being honest. And I felt like this.
Yeah, exactly. Right? He's a corny brother.
They're the same dude. So Stephen A. It's really funny that you can actually sit and measure the level of sellout, but if you watch what Whitlock did for a long time, is just decided, and he actually said it on camera, that he does it for money, which is, I mean, I can get deep here, but I won't. But Stephen A. has done the same thing. The more coonish that Stephen A. has become over the years, the more money he's made. He is now the highest paid TV personality on any TV sports personality that there is. And each time he gets ready to renegotiate a contract, he gets more and more coonish, and to where the point to where he's I think at one point he was going to run as a certain way, but he's looking at Jason Whitlock and like, wait, I could take his spot. I think that's what he's doing, and I think that's why he's chosen to attack him. Now, both situations, I think Whitlock we've all dismissed a long time ago. But I think what Stephen A is failing to realize is like you all just said, he is the same dude. He's the same dude. And he's trying to, I think he's trying to get to that. I think he's trying to get to that Whitlock level to where he now has a clear definition of who he is and what he's going to be. And I think ESPN, for many reasons, is eating him up. This dude is on everything. You could legitimately, if you know how all his shows are on when you're in a bar or something like that, he is legitimately on from like 7 o'clock in the morning to during playoff time or wherever to the games end at night. That's how long this dude is on, Stephen A.
Don't forget YouTube.
Plus his radio show. Plus his own ESPN. Plus his radio show.
He is doing that. This clown shit has always been profitable. Has always been profitable in this country. And those are perfect examples of dudes who, and Stephen A especially, is someone who the more coonish that he gets, that wallet gets fatter. And he's trying to increase that.
Let me ask you a question though. And that's part of the thing. Like, who do you listen to?
Personally, I listen to everybody.
Wait, hold on, but who, like, because I'm not agreeing with these bozos, right? I'm never gonna, like, I don't like Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown says wild shit, but shit, he ain't wrong about Stephen A. When he's talking about Stephen A. when they go into schools and calling him a bust and all that and tearing his career, Stephen A. ended that man's money, but by talking. But the question is, I have because I can listen to everybody and I find a problem. I'm listening to everybody and I can find a problem now, but that become a microcosm of how much we are struggling. Because I don't know, I can't, while those two guys are cooning up the show, I can't listen to Dr. Umar no more.
To who?
Umar.
I can't listen to him no more.
You can't listen to who anymore, see?
Dr. Umar.
Oh, you mean just like people? I listen to Professor Black Truth, Jason Black. I you know what I'm saying? Like I go that route if we talk about just listening for us as black men. I just thought you were talking about sports. But nah, Umar's been exposed. But if y'all need some people to listen to, Professor Black Truth and the Black Authority and Professor Black Truth.
No, Dr. Umar is a good example. He actually says he used to say some relevant shit.
Used to.
But I think as he's tried to transition into making more money, this is where the bullshit comes in.
He still says some relevant shit, but we now see what the game is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the problem. What happens is people retroactively go back to the relevant shit that he said and dismiss it. Because the shit that he says now,
his credibility has been shot, right? So if you take away, and it leads to my final point, y'all are so good and y'all don't even know. My final point is right, and man, you could chime in. We who are Jesse, no Jesse, I was a Jesse guy, but no Marcus, no Jesse, no Malcolm, right? Khalil Muhammad, is probably our lap for me, right? Right? Robbed of our name, robbed of our language, our culture, our God. Many of us, where we at, we even lost our mind. He was the last of them. What do we have?
Ooh.
What do we have? Any identity? Any leadership?
The minister's on his last leg.
The minister's on the back end.
The minister's on the back end. But like I said, if you just need to charge every day and listen, like I said, it's Professor Black Truth and the Black Authority for me and Jason Black. But past that, and real organization and what a black man out there doing it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a
I
wrap.
see.
But
I don't.
But this is the problem. Why though? It's now that we're fighting so much, like you just said, amongst each other.
Yeah.
Amongst each other, and also, and this is going to trigger some motherfuckers on the stage, but it is what it is. The fighting amongst us is also expose some truths as well that are making the fight stay relevant. Example right now is what the African reparations thing. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? That right there was from global white supremacy, racism, and capitalism. It was very. I study this shit every day. This is my real cup of tea. This is what I really love, as some of y'all know. It's a great point, especially me being a Black American, but it still destroys us across the board when we talk about, us coming together as a whole group, worldwide or whatever. In Boston, we can kind of do it because we really had no choice here, and it's kind of like a thing here. But it's not like Boston ain't the whole country. That's for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm the only Black American on the call. You see my point? Maybe two of us, AD, but
should that matter if you don't? But should that matter?
It doesn't matter.
Point
it
earlier.
Black American?
No. Hold on.
Definitely.
I do think
that question is my point again, and that's why I say it's a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're gonna ask me as a Black American, does it matter? And then I just
what I'm asking you why does it matter that you're a Black American and I'm Guyanese? Does that mean that we both can't see something that needs to benefit the both of us?
No, he's on that. He's right. My family's kind of split, Cape Verdean and all this. I consider myself a Black American, but the cultures of it and the resolution for it is very, very different. So I'll give you an example. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about, standards in the group and people wanting to fight and, effeminate type dudes, getting in their emotions and stuff and not be able to have words. And it wasn't lost on me then when we were having that conversation, someone like myself, who is, I can admit it, I'm volatile. I've had words with AD. I've had words with Corey. I've had words with everybody who was talking on that panel at some point. But you see, it doesn't matter though. Like, I can disagree with a dude. I can challenge a dude. Yo, if you want to square up, then let's square up. It's not a big deal. We'll have like I've always say, we'll have a beer afterward. I think we've lost that in Black America. And you mentioned the difference. There's a huge cultural difference between Black Americans and Jamaicans, Guyanese, African, Nigeria. There's a different family structure. There's a different everything, and that's where we lose. That's where we're going to lose some of that. And with the Whitlock and Dr. Umar's and things like that, we have some people who are in position to make some sense, and I do think that outside forces immediately attack those people. So you talk about the minister's on his last legs. He still says relevant shit, but almost all of his stuff is going to be dismissed because 40 years ago he said something about Jewish people, or he said something about this. So now they try to make everything that is said from him irrelevant. And I think we do that too. You see a lot of Black people who will parrot back. We just had it in the group. It was a whole big thing. We just had a lot of Black people who will parrot back literally Klan doctrine. It is literal word for word Klan doctrine. And we can't agree on it because we don't have that standard. And Steve's right. The Black American experience and the Black American mindset, I have my own reasons, which I won't say publicly. I think Corey has seen some of them. But I have my own reasons for believing that. But being Black American and being from Nigeria and American, being from Jamaica and American is different. And because that's different, and because outside forces see all of us as just the same, as the same, and we're not, we haven't got that together yet.
But to be clear, I don't want Steven. I'm glad you came back. So I wanted to make sure
agree.
that you
Pan-Africanism.
I wanted to make sure you didn't think I was trying to be disrespectful in my question to you, because I just want to make sure that wasn't. I want to make sure that point is clear. My question to you to ask that is, I'll use as an example. I don't know if you have kids or not, but if we both have kids, we should both want our kids to have the best they can possibly have, be better people than we've been our whole lives, to raise them to be better people. I don't understand why you as an American and me as a West Indian can't have that type of connection and do what needs to be done to ensure our kids' future. Or am I not understanding the angle that you and Aaron are talking about? Because I do agree that yes, we've been raised differently and all that other stuff. But why can't we want the same thing? Why can't I want the best for you? You want the best for me?
Because we already tried that.
We're going to disagree here, and I'm okay with that. Right?
I'm just asking questions because I don't have the answer.
No.
It's a good question, but
I'm going to disagree with Swill here, right? The problem that we have is that we're the only race that talks about our differences more than anyone else, right?
Yeah.
We're the only race that wants to have a light skin versus dark skin argument.
Oh.
We're the only race that wants to have a
man versus woman.
And the center of the argument is who suffered the most.
Yeah.
Right? And when it should be a lot different. I will say, for the Black American, their proximity to power their road to power has been more difficult than a lot of other people, because when you're in Jamaica, you're in Guyana, you're in Barbados. I've already seen a Black woman in power. I've seen Black men in power. I've seen Black identity. I've seen all those things. But on the flip side, because the entities don't talk to each other, if I was to take any one of y'all into the University of West Indies library in Barbados and really, really show y'all what truly happened during slavery, you would throw up.
Yeah,
but we argue about who had it the worst instead of coming together to say, how can we thrive? How can we thrive as a collective? And that is the problem that we have, because we continue to fall into these categories. Pan-Africanists, freaking FBA, right? And that is by design, based on the white supremacist playbook. And it's not going to get us anywhere.
It is part of it, but it's not just that.
It keeps us arguing.
When we say it's just white people that puts in these papers and we don't really act on these things, we're not being truthful.
Say it again. Say it again, Swell.
Yo, this dude Steve is on the move. He's going everywhere.
Went home.
For real, I haven't seen a person switch locations this much in a long time.
So, but I want before we
I gotta make a quick move. My shit keep going out. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, you good.
I will say this, right? What I will give y'all major props because we've been able to do basically 2 shows in one. But I think the conversation is a conversation that needs to continue, because I think there's a lot of it's rare for Black men to come together and just be so different and have the conversation and, like to Aaron's point, and possibly have that bear and connect in that way. And that's how we grow power, right? That's how we elevate ourselves in that way. We don't need to have billions of dollars to have that power, but the organization and the sort of like connection is the thing. What because the most threatening thing to the power structure is us being as unified. A collective. Yeah, as a collective. I will say that.
And I'm Black American, just for the record too.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
But we say these things, but the unification doesn't happen in real time.
Well, it's also here right now, right? But the thing is, like, how can we,
But it's
like,
only Corey, it's only here because we're the small unicorns that make it like that. But the city of Boston is a perfect example. People choose their flag, not the movement, not the culture, not the fight. They choose their flag.
Church.
So that's why I'm saying that when we have these conversations, all we do is lie. It's more lying than anything.
I 100%.
I feel like we hope. I feel like we hope. Maybe not lie, but I feel like
you can't hope anymore. We're past hope.
Yeah,
see what
I
I'm saying?
mean,
Like,
hoping as far as the unification, as far as us getting together the way we should.
So let me give you an example, and I'm gonna trigger some more people. That's why I come out to the car when I say this. For Black Americans, we're not hoping anymore. We're just going to try to do what's best for us, and that's why when Corey said the FBA, you hear Ados or Freeman, because we already tried to open arms and say let's everybody come together in this fight. That didn't go too well. Especially it didn't go too well for us. See, I see what I'm saying. It hasn't gone well for us.
I don't know. That's not anybody else's fault other than whose fault is that?
No. See, I'm glad you said that because you walked into my trap.
It's nobody's fault.
Watch this. And night before that beautiful situation in the 60s, right? The country was an easy fight before, the Civil Rights Act, right? Because the country was 90% of the country was black and white, correct? After that point, the Civil Rights Act, where we thought we was fighting for something for us, then it was switched for something for everybody to come here. So we're thinking everybody that will come here is going to see the same thing we see. And I'm not talking about nobody in the room. I'm telling you what happened now from 64 to 2026. So, yeah, everyone on this call thinks that way, but it doesn't happen across the country. That's my point, and that's why I said we don't have real conversations about that. And then we're gonna say, okay, I agree.
While I hear, respect, understand that.
Corey, let me land here, Corey. And I agree. You are right. A lot of it is our fault, and that's why we're saying it won't be our fault anymore. We want every group to get it to how they live and pull themselves up by their bootstraps. That sound familiar?
Oh man, I'm about to be out of here, dog.
You joking around? You not? Nah, you ain't that.
I'm dead ass serious.
Nah, you ain't. You don't.
I'm dead serious.
You don't got the red hat, do you?
He does.
Am I pro-Trump? Are you saying am I pro-Trump or am I MAGA?
I don't want to be here until midnight.
No, I'm neither, but I'm being honest. My actions of who I am as a man and what I do is, and I got 25 years of that. So I don't ask anybody what they are. I help anybody if you're black and you believe in the fight. But what I'm saying, I'm being honest for black people across the country.
When it comes to being black people and black brothers, I'm okay with people checking their hat at the door, checking their beliefs at the door, because I'm out for y'all, right? What bothers me is we are buying into this idea that our differences should be the main topic of
No, we're not.
Hold on.
Corey,
I'm not saying you are.
No, Corey.
There is a divisiveness about black culture. Let's use Black Boston. There is a divisiveness where
it always will be.
We function as folks who are getting something achieving something for the individual. I went to a meeting the other day, and folks, it was about grants, and the people spent time arguing about grants And like, why are these grants so hard to get? Why aren't y'all teaching us how to write grants? And I'm looking at them like, yo, are you serious? Right? Like, until it's so contrary to your person to the ideology of like upward mobility is so contrary to that, and we behave that way. We are saying if I threw $400 bills out somewhere to 400 people, right? I would have helped 4 people, and 4 people picked those $400 bills. The 396 people would have been mad that didn't get one of those $400 bills, would have been cussing me out, right? In the Asian culture, right? Asians would have been like, yo, I need you to get 50 cents. I need you to get 50 cents here, right? We had the whole civil rights movement and everybody else got reparations. We didn't get reparations, and we're mad at each other.
But that's my point. Some of it does go on us, but then when other groups take that and run off with it and say, I'm gonna do what's best for me and don't do the fighting, you gotta say something, right?
You know what?
I think
you don't say nothing, you just be quiet.
I think anyone I want to. This might be out of pocket, but I'm just going to be honest with it.
Say it.
I think I lived in Boston. I lived in Cambridge, Boston most of my life until I moved to Charlotte in 2011.
Cambridge don't count.
Yeah, and I can.
No, stop that shit, man.
I can honestly say that I feel that a lot of our people need therapy. A lot of us are running around with PTSD.
Okay.
I think a lot of us are running around with PTSD and need help. And until we, men, women, I'm not saying every single black person, but I think a lot of us in the communities we grew up, we need therapy. And to get over whatever it is that's bogging us down, making us feel away, act aggressive towards one person, take advantage towards another person. I think therapy could help a lot.
I respect your suggestion, but it is what we go through. Like, we are convinced as black people that our story began with poverty, right? So if that is your right, they are telling there's a narrative that our story began with.
Let the Bayesian guy say this, right?
Damn,
y'all are going down a rabbit hole with this one, man. Listen.
There is a narrative that black
I'm with you, man. I think I'm bowing out on it.
Our story began with poverty. Hold on. Okay. What I'm saying is we have allowed that to happen. Like when we, not you, right? But I am amongst people that use terms like marginalized, these poor kids, free lunch, all that stuff. These group of kids.
And so, the other terms they use too.
Hold on, Swell. To the point
people of color.
To the point of therapy. To the point of therapy, right? What the black man experiences from birth to 49 is inhumane. Right? We need therapy for things that no other race has to go through.
I believe that's a form of PTSD, and that's why.
But I'm telling you, therapy alone.
I'm not saying therapy is the answer.
It has to be us building us.
I'm not saying therapy is the answer, but I do feel a lot of us need therapy, and that would help a lot of us get in to be able to move in rooms.
I don't disagree. There's a stigma in our community where we don't want to get the mental health help, right? Yeah. But also we also are not identifying the root cause. I can simplify it for everybody right now. You don't got to believe me. The goal is for us to not be bad fathers or absent fathers. If we can achieve without disturbance and interruption fatherhood, right? It changes it's a generational shift in the dynamic, financially, environmentally, physically. The goal of Jim Crow, the girl of Willie Lynch, all their things like, yo, we have to stop them, these men, from being in the lives of these boys and girls. Because when they achieve that, we are now stuck with grandmothers raising kids on the second time around, the grandmother ain't gonna raise no kid. They're gonna be strict. They're strict on mom, but they ain't gonna be strict on grandbaby. That's the mountain that we are up against all the time.
Also, we're also against our neighborhoods being poorly funded for education too, as well. You know, and that doesn't help us.
But you are what you tolerate.
Yeah.
We are happy. If the mayor comes out tomorrow and says, "Hey, only yo man, I'm gonna give y'all $1 million, but only one of y'all can get it," right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not hopeful.
But that's the game they keep playing over and over again.
I need to give y'all each $5,000, and y'all all need to tell me it needs to all tie into this goal of upward mobility. Right? I don't need you to see. I don't need to track your data. Nothing like that. Right?
Sound like Powernomics to me.
You see what I'm saying? Like we are so far from understanding. To your point, power. We struggle with power.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do with power. I ask kids all the time. I go to classes all the time, and I always ask them, "What would you do if I give you $1 million?" The kids who are doing well in school, they say, "Yo, I'm gonna get a house."
Yeah.
Because property is our way out, right? Property is the number one commodity in a capitalist society. Ownership. Majority of the kids are like, "I'm gonna just go buy a bunch of sneakers."
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They don't know better.
I'm giving you $1 million.
They don't know better.
And that $1 million is, you might be able to buy a house, and after that, take a trip, but it's a wrap. Because they don't even know the average household is like what, $750 right now in Boston.
But the house can create so much for us.
I agree with that. But they don't have any concept of it at all.
But just now, like C-Mac just said, right? Just imagine, right? One of the kids was like, you know what? You give me $1 million, I'm gonna go buy some property down south. That's not the same market. Like he said, only kids who are like doing well in school can even think like that. Most of our kids are taught, I just want to buy more sneakers. I want to buy the hardest shoes.
What's the parent dynamic like though? What's the parent dynamic like with some of those kids though? You know what I'm saying too? Because the parent dynamic in these situations matter big time.
It's not easy, but
I agree with that, big bro.
We think that the parents land in that bad, tough situation, but it's really just been like they're in the third or fourth generation of like bullshit.
Fuck us.
Right? Like I just asked a piece. I don't know. I'll probably get fired for this, but I just asked for the data on families. I need a list of families in my district where there's 4 or more kids in the household. And I guarantee you, by the way, by the time I get that data,
they're not going to give you that.
I'll get it. No, I'll get it. But
he's gonna get it.
I'm gonna get it. But what is going? I'm setting myself up.
2027.
I'm setting myself for my heart to be broken. I know that how that tracks, because if you get that far with that many kids, you know who's not present?
Father.
And you know what and who is present? The kind of brother that's present, and it's the kind of brother I run around my kids. So like
mixtape entertainment, mixtape.
So like all I'm saying
mixtape.
All I'm saying is
clue.
We do not make the movement. We have to be organized, and our movement has to be digestible. You know, it has to be digestible. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'm gonna end on this one prompt, and we can go because we could go all night. I love it because
I'm ready to go now.
I'm
ready to go
now.
now.
Part two to this. You the part two to this. Yeah, because
I'm definitely.
You know what? To be honest, the sports is cool and it gets us there. We can have a real part two to this, man.
Yeah, I mean, Council
drop
of
the
World just dropped a comment. World Barbershop Conversation went from Final Four to healing the community. Yes,
yeah, that's a fact. Hey, listen,
important.
no better ending.
Right?
Who's that? Is that Brian or Chris?
Brian. Chris is sleeping.
Round the clock hustlers. DJ 24.
Oh, yeah. I know I'm about to get in trouble when I get off this phone. Oh my god.
I know.
So
I gotta go.
Here's my last prompt, and I'll let y'all go.
UAD? Same here.
Favorite cartoon growing up?
Transformers.
Favorite what?
Favorite cartoon growing up?
Transformers. Easy for me. Transformers. Easy, bro.
Transformers. I liked all the back. Like Starscream was he had a bitch voice, but like that was my dog.
Yeah, Starscream with that he was a stone cold piece of shit.
Like
Starscream was a stone cold piece of shit. That motherfucker he would switch up on you in a drop of a dime. Megatron get shot. That nigga's already scheming like, nigga, let's throw Megatron over the cliff.
Yo, Starscream was trying to sleep with your girl. Go ahead, man.
G.I. Joe.
Starscream was his shit, bro.
G.I. Joe. Absolutely.
G.I. Joe.
I love like how they upped the villains in G.I. Joe. They went from what is my man Panther.
G.I. Joe was in the top 5, but I can't put it no more.
What's up? How about you, Les?
Star Blazers.
Star Blazers. I knew it. I could do it. Star Blazers was tough. How about you?
Yeah, I love Star Blazers. I like Grandizer and all that.
Dude, that was a run home, like full blown sprints to make the episode.
Force 5, R8.
Force 5 was dope.
I have to agree with y'all. I'm a Transformer guy. I love Transformers.
My favorite cartoon growing up was Heathcliff.
It was what?
Heathcliff.
Yeah. You know why it was Heathcliff? That's the only show that's the only shit they can see in Barbados.
Yeah, you're stupid.
This thing is.
I was already here. I like Heathcliff because he's a fat cat running around beating up the dogs. Appreciate y'all.
They had one channel in Barbados.
Yo, Steven's a piece of work.
Swill, you ain't shit, bro.
Y'all stay safe. We'll be back at it next week. Make sure y'all go support Maine and his podcast. Maine, what's the name of your pod?
Grove Hall Podcast.
Grove Hall Podcast.
Yeah. Main shit is dope, man. Support Grove Hall, man. They're doing great work over there.
Facts. And he had the main topic.
Appreciate y'all. We'll be back August 12th, and the episode will be on Boston.
I was already on there. I'm probably the #1 view showed on there already. I went on there acting a fool.
Yo, you did go crazy. I did watch you. I did watch the episode. You did go crazy.
Hey, I went crazy.
You went crazy.
You fraudulent frauds.
He's about to go to the 5th location.
I do got to make a little move.
Peace out, fellas.
All right, y'all.